Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible.
This drives me absolutely crazy. Let's get it over to the shop and we'll talk about it. This has been doing this for a long time, and it's about time we actually fix this thing. 15 degrees in Ohio, driving in the snow. That's what we do. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys already see, it's like snowy 15 degrees out here in Ohio, but that's not going to stop us from fixing our Fox bodies. Already itching to get out there and start banging some gears in the good weather, but nonetheless, this is a good time to get some of these projects and fixes that we've been meaning to do for a long time done on our Fox bodies. Now, those of you that are new to the channel, this is my black turbo Fox body, 363 stroker, TKX transmission from Handler Motorsports, McLeod RX-THD from McLeod clutches. Put a lot of power to this car. One of the main issues with our build, driver header here has been giving me fits for about 6 months now. Just little by little, just exhaust leaking. And it drives me crazy. And on a turbo system, that's not really a good thing because there's a lot of pressure, back pressure in the turbo system. Our plans today, this might be useful for those who are running aftermarket headers and those who are running the turbo systems or whatever. When you start getting exhaust leaks, are often confused with like rocker arms and engine noises and ticks in the motor and stuff like that. To be honest with you, most of the time it's just an exhaust leak to begin with. We haven't changed spark plugs in over 2 years, so I think we're gonna go ahead and change the plugs while we're in here, but let's get this driver header off this car. And we're gonna actually show you what this is all about to the channel with fixing stuff like that. So let me get the car up in the air. We're gonna get the crossover off because this is a turbo system, so we can fix that little leak that you hear. And make sure you stick around towards the end of the video and I'll tell you what we're doing with these two things. So being it's a turbo system, the crossover's got to come off so I can get to the driver header over here. Won't be too bad. I got this set up to where I can pretty much remove it without much effort. Give me a chance to look at the pipe and reseal the V-bands here. While I'm in here, I'm gonna be checking for cracks on my header because that's often an issue with turbo systems, especially one like mine that has quite a bit of back pressure. But while we're in here and the car's up, we're gonna take these spark plugs out and change them out too. All right, so we got the crossover off, and this is what I'm talking about with my truing up my surfaces here. Be checking for cracks. This is an old B&G kit. We're gonna go ahead and plane this and make them nice and clean so they seal back up nice and tight. I got a 66mm wastegate. I think this helps boost control a lot better than the little 46s, especially for my system. But we're gonna clean these up, sandpaper them a little bit, which is often an issue with turbo headers, is the mating surfaces of the V-bands. But at the same time, we're gonna go ahead and get that header out, bring it down. Judging by the way this header bolt looks, see how much carbon? There was definitely a leak. Heard it back here in the number 8 cylinder area. You can see the carbon and such like that. So most likely we're gonna have to take the header. Like I said, we're gonna clean it, check the high spots, and then we're gonna grind it and get it flat, put it back in the car. All right, so we ended up getting the header out. This is my driver header. You can definitely tell that there has been some leaking going on here, and all these bolts were tight. I made sure of it. We don't run a gasket on our cylinder head with this. What we're gonna try to do is we're gonna clean this off, and we're gonna actually get it put up on the belt sander and kind of flatten it out a little bit. You can see down in here, it's just leaking straight from the side of the, especially in the back there and in the front here. And clean this area off and reseal it after we put some new plugs in here. It's been over like 2 years since we've actually done a tune-up on the car, and let me go ahead and get this belt sander fired up and we'll see how well that works. It'll be the first time something's been on it. That definitely looks a lot better than what it did before, especially up here in the front. But you can see where the leaky part, where, you know, we're just not getting scraped into it. So we're gonna go a little bit more on it. Right there where that bolt's at kind of got me a little bit worried, but it is what it is. It won't be near as bad as it used to be. All right, so one of the last things we're actually gonna do, I mean, that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna worry about it. If this continues to leak or be a problem, then I'll actually go get this actually plain, like perfect. So we'll see how well that holds up. We'll put some good RTV on this. I don't wanna get into the welds too much because, you know, you can get in and start messing up the pitting or whatever. But one thing I'm gonna do here on the channel is I'm gonna show you a little secret with trying to find cracks in a header. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn all the lights off. Watch this. So we got the header here. We're gonna shine a light in there. You know, you can see some lights coming out of the ports here, but I'm just gonna look in each port, kind of see if I can see a crack in the welds or whatever, because there's a lot of pressure in the turbo systems. So looks like it's pretty good. While we had the header off, we figured we might as well just go ahead and change the plugs while we're in there. The plugs were a little bit loose too, so which kind of had me a little bit nervous. I mean, they were not even barely hand tight, but You know, we always number them and check them later, but they were gapped at 23. It wasn't firing very bad at all. Had some carbon on them, but consider the fact these haven't been changed in 2 years and it still ran really good. Figured it was time. So we're gonna go ahead and stick these in while we're at it. Brand new set of BKR7Es, which is like a cold plug. We're gonna gap these at 23 and set them in. Should be good to go. All right, guys, so we got the header all the way in with all the spark plugs here. I got it buttoned back up the way it used to be. Got my cable tight and, you know, got everything set up. So what we're gonna do is get the car up. We're gonna put the, we're gonna clean the surfaces real quick, put a little bit of RTV on the crossover, set the crossover in, lock it down, pretty much finish the job. And then we're gonna come back in about 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, let the gasket sealer kind of settle a little bit, not that it really needs it, and then we're gonna fire it off and see if we fixed our problem. You know, this is what you gotta do with these old turbo kits and these old builds. You know, you gotta fix your broke ass shit sometimes. You know, this is turbo maintenance. This is stuff that, you know, later on in the week, we will actually be tearing into this side, changing the other 4 plugs, addressing the new items that we're about to talk about. Definitely fixed the issue that we had. That turbo kit's probably 20 years old. Just got put on last year. Definitely not. I don't hear any tick whatsoever. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm super excited to have fixed. This problem has been in my ear for 6 months, 8 months, ever since we pretty much, I just been lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've just been lazy getting it fixed. Sounds way better. I knew in the back of my mind that there was a header leak going on, an exhaust leak, and it was driving me nuts. And when the motor would get a little bit warm, you know, it would kind of quiet down because of the metal. But right now, cold start, sounds good, super happy. Plus I got a chance to change the plugs, which haven't been changed in 2 years, and we're gonna change the wires and give it a little bit of tune-up. But yeah, super excited to get the black turbo Mustang running a little bit better, doing a little bit more maintenance. But one thing I did want to show you, the next video that we're going to do with the black car is we have ordered an AGP turbo housing. And this is a direct replacement for the one that's on the black car. Now this is a much larger housing than the one that's actually currently on it. We have a little bit of a back pressure issue with our 363 and our single turbo setup. But we'll talk about that in the next video. The possibility of making a little bit more power, definitely something you're not gonna wanna miss. So if you guys enjoy this sort of content, leave me a thumbs up below, give me a comment, let me know what you guys think. Check out that join button below as the club members get the perks to the channel. And I appreciate all my club members. Big shout out to you guys. But outside of that, I just appreciate you guys watching the channel. I will see you soon in the next video.